Hey guys, today we're going to show you how to do an oil change on your Yamaha 4Moto. Now this probably applies to a lot of small 4-wheelers, maybe one like that. This one does not have an oil filter. I'm serious, no screen or anything. Looked it up. Don't believe me, you do your research too. Alright, we're also going to put some motor flush in. This thing, we also ran seafoam through the last thing it oiled. The oil is pretty dirty.
So let's just...
Well, I mean, it's not horrible. Let's just show them what it looks like on the dipstick.
Take it off and then I'll put some motor flush in while the oil's in there.
Yep, and then we will let it idle for a little while.
Just like 5 minutes or so.
Yep,
And, we'll just
and that's
pause.
going to help the engine get cleaned up, our crankcase get all clean. Because this thing is 40 years old, and since we got it, we've only changed the oil once. And we've had it for a year. Alright. We don't drive this thing a whole lot. Maybe 2 miles a day, probably average. Don't drive it every day either. Alright, you almost got that oil cap off? See, the oil cap actually broke, the thing that you grab with your fingers broke off, but that's what the oil looks like. Let it focus. Tilt it. Yeah, if you can see what that oil looks like.
I know it looks
It's not
clean.
super dirty, it's just, it's time to change it. We're kind of perfectionists here, so let's give this thing an oil change. Alright, so he's going to dump, do you want a funnel?
Yeah, actually, I do
yeah,
want a
Mr.
funnel.
Perfect. Okay, he just dumped in an ounce. I wish you would have waited for me
fine.
so I could let him see.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were videoing.
Alright, well, he put in an ounce, and that's what the instructions said on there.
So now let's put on the oil cap.
And we're just going to let this thing idle for 5 minutes like it says.
It's also good to do that so you have the oil warmed up so it flows better.
Yeah, this thing just ran probably 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Alright, so start it up and let it run. And I'm not going to let the video go for a whole 5 minutes.
You can pause it.
Well, first I'm going to let you hear it. Alright, now we let that motor flush run through. Wait, do you want to look at the dipstick to see if it looks any different than before?
Don't worry about it.
No, I want to get a look.
Want me to open it?
Oh yeah, this thing is hot. We let it idle for like 10 minutes and we gave it some revs.
Oh, look, it's darker.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker, so it must have done something. I've heard good stuff about the motor flush, so yeah. Let's go ahead and change it.
I'm the one that told you about it.
Yeah, you're the one that filled me in on it.
Yeah, I'm basically his mechanic. I do most of the stuff, dirty work. He just said.
Oh, wait, you can't take all the credit. I'm the one that made the two-stroke bike. I'm the one that pulled the motor out of that.
Go on the other side and you can
bike.
show where the drain plug is.
Okay, wait, I want the video you taking it out. Everybody likes that. Seeing that drain plug pop out.
There's one right here under the bar, and I'll just break it loose first.
It's on there tight, because you put it on there last time. You always tighten it.
Small gorilla arms.
Yeah, they had a small gorilla tighten it, a.k.a. you.
Okay, crap. This oil is going to be hot.
Well, it's alright. You can use your ratchet. And if you get a little on yourself, it's not the end of the world.
That's very tight.
Yeah, just keep using that ratchet. And make sure you also have your parking brake on if you have the option. This doesn't have a parking brake, so we just put it into gear. Yep, she's in first gear right now. Yeah, just get it till it's barely even in there and rip it out. Yeah, we're just showing this whole scene here so then you can see. It'll probably be like this for you. If your motor, you always want to heat it up, get that oil all heated, then you dump it. Oh, my arm's getting sore holding the camera here. Wait, why are you tightening it? What? You just tightened it. You're tightening it, and you want to loosen it. Yeah, don't make that mistake. Oil's starting to come out.
Oh, jeez.
Alright.
Oh, man, that is dirty. Holy crap.
That is dirty. It looks a little bit dirty. That stuff is thick, too. You can see it just dropping from there.
Open up the dipstick so it can have some air to make the oil flow faster.
Yeah. Well, that actually worked.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I heard the sound. just want to let it sit for a minute. Oh, it's going in our reflection. That stuff is black. That is dirty as crap. Yeah, we just did a gear oil change on this. Darn, we should have filmed that. That would have been a good video. It's all right. You don't change out the gear oil half as much as this. Okay. Oh, the drain plug. Do you have the drain plug so we can look at the magnet? Yeah, you want to remember to do this? Always look at the end of your drain plug to make sure that there's no metal on there. Make sure that there's nothing crazy. And yeah, it's a little bit. There's a little magnet on the end. See, there's no metal bits or anything on there, so that's good. That's really good.
What you want to do is just take this, and what you do now.
Yeah, wait, does it say that in there?
Yeah.
Do you need the funnel? I'll get you your funnel.
Yeah, get my
Yeah, so this is showing how to do a real OCD change. If you want to use motor flush too, if you haven't, if you've let oil sit for a while. Yeah.
Just do a little.
Yep, and you just let that go out through the drain.
Just a little bit.
Yep, it's going straight through our drain. Yeah. Yeah, that stuff really cleans out your crankcase good. Plus that seafoam, we'll have this thing running pretty good. Yeah, we're also using gum out too. Well, we switched from seafoam to gum out. But, yep, see, all that stuff's coming out. I'm going to pause this, then we'll get back to putting it all in and everything. Alright, I'm pretty impressed with this motor flush. It made the oil look a whole lot dirtier after we ran this in there. So it must have done something pretty good.
It burnt off a lot of carbon in there.
Yeah, it did. So this stuff is pretty handy. Let's go ahead. So if it's just dripping like that real slow, it'll pretty much just drip forever if you do it that way. So we can put the drain plug back in and do our oil.
Oh, look.
Oh yeah, you can rock it back and
come
forth.
back.
Alright. Oh, maybe, did you read? Did it say in the instructions for that?
Shake it.
Yeah, just shake it around, and I'll talk about the oil. Okay, so pretty much all four-wheelers are going to take 10W40. So make sure that you also change out the oil filter if it has an oil filter. This doesn't have an oil filter, so yeah. This is SuperTech Walmart brand oil. We just got the cheapest oil we could find. This is like $12 for 5 quarts, which I think is a pretty good deal. And it says all mileage coverage, synthetic blend. Synthetic blend isn't that bad. Yeah, and 5,000 miles, that's only if you're driving a car. For this, I would just go by what the oil looks like. Sorry, I was a little wrong right there when I said if it just drips like that. Since we use that motor flush, that's way thinner than normal motor oil. So you gotta kind of move it around a little bit if you can. Sometimes that's easier said than done. Or it's okay, but I think you'd be all right with that still in there. But since we do have the privilege to be able to move this because it's so light and small around without starting the motor, then we can get out any extra dirty oil. All right. Yeah, that motor oil, everything is 10W.
Okay, I think we're good.
Okay, so let's put that drain plug back in. Do you want to get the drain plug? We'll show all the footage again for putting in the drain plug. I know it's going to make the video a whole lot longer, but, I mean, it just shows that sometimes it can be a little challenging and slippery to get it back in.
Okay, so it's kind of.
And remember, he's 11 and I'm 14. I'm saying that anybody can do an oil change. It's not that hard. Especially on a machine this simple. Yeah, get it in there. Get it in there as tight as you can with your hand, and then...
It's like tight at this point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then we forgot, when you're braking and not loose, you kind of want to use a breaker bar. We shouldn't have been using this socket wrench.
Yeah, true. Use a breaker
bar. Or an open-end wrench. I just got to readjust. I was not in a very comfortable position right there.
Yeah, it's just a way to clean it, too.
You dropped it in the oil. Points removed for that.
Hey, I do a pretty good job.
Yeah, you're pretty good at giving him. He likes doing oil change, but his favorite part is just pulling out the drain plug and watching it drain. That's always pretty satisfying. But yeah, you can do this with your cars too. We've given a couple of our cars an oil change.
And don't listen to your mom that says, "Oh, there's sensors." I'm like, there's not going to be a sensor in a drain plug.
Yeah, just pay attention to that magnet every time, because if there is stuff on there, go and try and figure out the problem. Now, but it's different if you're talking about gear oil. when you change out your gear oil, you're always going to see a little bit of metal in there. It's just normal. It's
give
just
me a
normal
break.
for your diff.
My arm is so. I hate doing this part though.
Yeah, tighten it back up. I mean, don't over tighten it, but definitely make it, because it's better to have it too tight than too loose. Because having your drain plug come out, I mean, that happened to us once after a car got an oil change at Les Schwab tires, or whatever they call their oil bay. But yeah, after we got it out of the loop bay, she drove it like a couple miles, then the drain plug bounced out. Oh, it's really good that she found that out. But yeah, you don't want to be like them.
All right. Well, now what you want to do is just
Get that oil pan out, and don't throw this, like, never pour this out onto the dirt. That's one of the stupidest things you can do. You mess up your soil and everything. But you take this, get it recycled properly, or you can just keep it. Keep it and use it for things. Like, we use it, see, like, right there for that chain. We've got the chain that went to this motor. I let that sit in some old oil, and it got all the rust off.
now we're gonna measure our dirty oil.
Oh, no, remember how it says right there, 800 milliliters, and we cleaned out this measuring cup, so we can just pour it in.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right, so let's see. Yeah, this is metric, because that is a Japanese four-wheeler. So right there, see where my finger is? That's 800 milliliters. Now, you don't really have to listen to that if your four-wheeler isn't a Yamaha 4
Now this is brand new oil. You can see that the seal's good.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to put your old oil back in. Yep. All right. Dump it in there. And yep, this is conventional. Well, it's a synthetic blend. It's not full synthetic. Because we don't believe in wasting our money on expensive oil. We like changing oil anyways. It's not a big chore for us. It's easy. All right. I'll help you out there.
Now, if you're one of those persons like you don't ever want to change your oil that often,
Then get full synthetic, the most expensive stuff. Blow your wallet on it. Okay, give it a little bit more.
a little more.
Yeah. You're almost there. Okay, just a little bit more. Go, just drop more. Okay, you're right at 800 milliliters. Good job. Yeah, that was perfect. Yeah, I think I know why you'd rather be on the lesser side than the over side. Because one time, his first time changing the oil on a lawnmower, he overfilled it by like a half quart. Best smoke show you've ever seen in your life.
I'm just gonna add a little.
Okay.
I always like, it's less is not really that good.
Well, maybe it was over 800 milliliters, but you'll be able to see on your dipstick.
All right, we got our funnel. And
Yeah, you want to have a funnel. We have a low-profile
this
funnel.
one was like $3, and we got like
We got a bunch of funnels
Yeah.
for $3. If that was $3 for one funnel, that's outrageous. That's horrible, overpriced. That's how a lot of stuff is these days. Yep. Yeah, and just do it in there slow. If it just fills up and doesn't drain, then you've got it sealed up to your refill spot too hard.
Ours is pretty sealed, but it's still good.
Yeah. Yep. And for the gear oil change, sometimes it most of the time tell you in the user's manual. This doesn't have a user's manual, and this is our winter change. And during the winter, it's a lot colder here, so we got a little bit thinner gear oil than what it says for warm weather. Yep, we drive this a lot during the winter, if it runs. This thing was a pain to start last winter. We spent 30 minutes just trying to get this started.
All right, well that's your oil change. It wasn't
Yeah.
that hard, guys.
Yeah, so just remember, you can reuse your oil to remove rust, like off an old rusty tool or something.
You can dump it on your wood so termites don't get around.
Yeah, we did that with our chicken coop.
Or you can
And in our
recycle
pasture.
it at AutoZone.
Yeah, or at Walmart like we do.
Yeah, it's free.
It's free to recycle. But definitely don't burn it. Don't dump it out into dirt. Don't be a moron. Use your brain. And subscribe.